Welcome everyone to Lennox Bennett channel. Hit the like button right away, guys. Before the video even starts, just hit the like button. As you know, so Mr. Bennett will bring it again and again and again, alright? So, see my name here. We're going to look on a mathematics grade 7 practice paper. Very good for PEP SEA. That's the Trinidad exam. Good practice for you guys. And the PEP, which is in Jamaica. This should have been a big E. Let me go. Alright, so guys, we're gonna do it together. Remember, you're encouraged to try. And of course, you guys can WhatsApp me on this number. You can always leave comment and say, my number, so I just start read it. Understandable. So, alright, let's get right into the paper now. So give you the directions. We're now go through that though. Alright, so question 1 says, use the coordinate grid below to answer the question. And this is a mathematics practice test. It's from Zambia. Pick up yourself in Zambia. So I really appreciate you all watching. Alright, trust me. Alright, let's go. We say, what are the coordinates of J? So this would be J. And they want us to find the coordinate. So the y-axis is a line y equals 0, and the x-axis, the y-axis is a line x equals 0. So that's the first thing that we establish. So on this line, x is 0. Anywhere on the y-axis, x is always 0. So we can know that the x first and minus 3. So our answer would be, I'm not seeing the answer, so it must be D. Let's move on to number 2. It says, John eats 3/5 of a candy bar. What percent of the candy bar does he eat? So they ask to convert from fraction to percent. So all we do is say 3/5. Since percent means out of 100, so we just multiply by 100%. 5 into itself 1, 5 into 100, that's 20 times. So 3 times 20 would give us 60%. Again, that's D. I'm have a thing with D, you know, guys. I'm have a thing with D. So for that one, it will be D. Guys, remember, you're encouraged to try the question before me, alright? So I'm going to go very slowly. Let's move on to number 3. A small submarine is dive at sea level and descend 30 feet per minute. Which integer represents the submarine depth after 7 minutes? Notice it says integer, right? So it can be negative or positive. So basically, let me just explain. So this is the sea level, so it's below, so it's heading down, right? You know, submarine, it's underwater. So these are the water, and it's heading down. Alright, so it's gonna go 30 feet per minute, and it's there for 7 minutes. So all we have to do is just multiply, and that will give us 210. Since it says integer, we can use negative 210. However, it's not the distance covered. The total distance covered would be 210, but they say which integer. But since it's below, we use negative. Let's move on to number 4, and it says, use a coordinate grid to answer the question below. Alright. It says now, what is the distance between 0, 1, which is this, and 0, 10, which is this? Remember, I was saying x is first on the y-axis, and x is 0. So all we have to do now is basically just count. So look, From here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be 9 units. Very nice question. Remember, guys, you are encouraged to type in the answer before me. Let's go, let's go. Test your skill. Number 5. It says, use the table below to answer the question. And then give your cheddar cheese, da 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 da. I'm okay, now. Which expression represents the number of calories in our oranges and quarter cup of pecan? Okay, so we don't know what. So it's our oranges. I'm just understanding it. And quarter cup of pecans. Alright, so oranges is basically 70. So for that part, it will be 70R. And quarter pecans is 185. So that will give us plus 185. Sorry. So that will be 185. So this would be C. Guys, you have to read the questions very carefully. Alright, let's move on to number 6. Type in the answer. Which represent the value of S in S plus W is greater than or equal to 100. So we have to solve for this. So this is what we call an inequality. So we take the inverse. Alright. So it will be 100 minus 12. And that gives us 88. So that could also be C. Read them very carefully, guys. Read them very carefully. What is 6.4 times 10 to the 7 in standard notation? So basically, we're going to move the decimal point. Let's go. 7 times. We'll just put some 0 first before we. Let's see if we can get 7 out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yo, awesome, you know. So 1 comma here, so. Alright, so this is 64. Alright, good. So that would be B. Right, let's move on to number 8. It says Pat has his own lawn mowing service. The maximum Pat charge to mow a lawn is $20. We need to close the window. Light and reflection. Nice. Alright, let's go. Pat has his own lawn mowing service. The maximum Pat charge is to mow a lawn is $20, which inequality represent the amount Pat would charge C to mow a lawn. Alright, so because it's the maximum, so it can't pass 20, right? So that's the limit. So it can be less than or equal to 20, but it cannot be less, it cannot be more. So that would be T. And this is what we call inequality. A lot of person actually struggle with these. Like the reasoning, like I say, the maximum, some person might think is greater than. But remember, it says the maximum is $20. So it can't pass 20, it It can be less than 20 and it can equal to 20. Alright? You can't just put less than, because if you say less than, you basically say 90, that's your load you can charge. But you can charge 20 also. So it can be less than or equal to 20. Alright, number 9. The attendance of 3 concerts was 876, 647, and 856. Which expression shows how to estimate the total attendance at the concert? Alright. So it's rounding off basically. So we're gonna round off each, alright? So we're gonna round up this. Since it's 76, it's only one about 24. Alright, I'm gonna round down this because it's less than 50. I'm gonna round up this. So it's an estimate, right? It's not accurate. So we have 969. Alright. Notice each of them here middle. Alright. It's an estimate. I'm not time to add it up now. Alright, you guys can add it up and tell me. Let's go. Let's move on to number 10. Hit the like button, guys, if you're just joining. Hit the like button. Which graph show the ordered pair -2, 3 plotted correctly? So what it is to represent your x and +3 is y. So that means x is on the left of the 0 and the y positive means up. So it's actually the first one. So this is A. So you have -2, 3, so that would be the correct answer. Couldn't be none of those. This is a +2, 3. This is a 2, -3, because I read the x first, so this is a 2, -3. Forgive me, guys, and this is a -2. I'm just a teacher. I like to do stuff. But our correct answer is A. Alright. Alright, this one says, what is 35% of 80? And that can only be 28 or 45. 45 is close. You have to work it out. But it couldn't be this, because it don't reach 50% and 50% would be 40. Oh yeah, it can only be this. 50% would be 40, but let's work it out. This is all I want you guys to think critically while you're in the exam. Alright? Don't shake or anything. So when it bring on in the thing, guys. Come on, let's go. We're gonna use 5. 5 into this are 2. 5 into this are 7. Count the 2 into 8. Give me 4 times. So 7 times 4 would be 28. Alright? Hit the like button now, guys. Hit the like button. No, no, go out with man. Put the effort this taking, guys. Which set of numbers below answer? Use the set of numbers below to answer the question. Right, go ahead, guys. What is the median after this of numbers? What is the median? What's another name for median? Type in that in the comment section. Let's go, let's go. Happy to have you guys. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so the median is actually the middle number. However, we have to rearrange it in ascending or descending. So just normally work with ascending because it's kind of easier. Alright, so it will be 25. That will be the median. And the one in the middle. So that would be 25. Alright, so that will be 3. Alright, so this says now, which rational number is the greatest? We can either be 0.6. It could be, you can either put everything in a decimal, 9/20. Let's multiply this by 3. Right. Calculate this as a percentage that the minus bam. So this into this over 5. So this has 0.45. This value would be 0.6. Alright, so we convert everything to a decimal, and that would be B. Let's move on to 14. Mikhail walks 5 flights up the stairs. Each flight has 8 steps, which describes Mikhail's descent. Alright, so it says Mikhail walks down. So down him go. So I can assume say that a name. And 8 steps. Each flight has 8, so it would be 8. Each has 8 steps. I'm gonna go with this B and that since it's down. Alright, let's move on to 15. Use the picture below to answer the question. I think I'm gonna small up this one a bit. So it says each bag, use the picture, bag of marble, bag represent A, B equal blue, G equal green, and white, W equal purple. It says one marble is drawn at random from each bag. What is the probability that neither marble is blue? Alright, so for the first one, if neither would be a half, because we have 2 blue, so it's a half. And for this one, we only have 1 blue, so that the option would be 3 out of 4. And for neither, we multiply, so 1 times 3, that's 3, and 2 fours. So that would be B. Alright, so let's move on to number 16. It says, middle school students sold cookies in packages of 12. On the first day, they sold X packages. On the second day, they sold twice as many packages as on the first day. Which expression shows the number of cookies that is sold on the second day? Notice they say the second day. They didn't say in total, right? They said for the second day. So that would be A. Remember, this is not the total. They say for the second day. So they sold X the first day. And remember, at 12x, so if it's 1, at 12 times 1, if it's 2, at 12 times 2. And they say it's sold double, so it's 12 times whatever was sold. Alright, let's move on to number 17. It says use the coordinate grid to answer the question below. What is the circumference of the circle? So the circumference will be the total distance around. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically the radius is 4. That's the only way I know to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. And it would be 2 pi r. If there's an easier way, guys, just leave that in the comment section. So 2 times 3 hours, 6. 6 4s are 24. So it would be this. Let me see something. Hold on. 3.14 times 8. Let's see, so 8 4s 32, 8 1s 8, and that's 11. 8 3s 24, and 1 25. Yeah, man, I'm correct. If there's an easier way, if it was area, I would have probably count my squares, but there's an easier way you can suggest that in the comment section. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the next one, which is what number are we now? 18. Alright, so it says use the chart below to answer the question. Your color, green, blah blah blah. Alright, it says students are given a colored spinner divided equally between red, green, and blue and orange sections. Okay, so all of them. Students spin the spinner 100 times and collect the data in the chart. Which statement reflects the relationship between the experiments and the theoretical probability of the spinner landing on green? Let me see what I agree. That's at 20. So they say 100 times, so that's about 1/5. Let me see now. There is not enough information to calculate the experimental probability. The experimental probability is greater than the theoretical probability. The experiment probability and theoretical probability are equal, and the theoretical probability is greater than the experimental probability. Alright, so that would be D. The theoretical probability is greater than the experimental probability. Let's move on to 19. Carmen has saved $24 to buy a DVD player that costs $96. Alright. She plans on saving $12 each week. The equation 12 plus $2 can be used to find the number of weeks. When will she have enough money to buy the big DVD player? How many weeks before Carmen has enough for the DVD player? Alright, so they must have to use the formula. So let's solve it and see what. So 12 double sorry. I don't know what's happening here. Alright, so let's see now. 12 double. So that's 96 minus 24. So 12 into 72. This is gonna give us 6 times. So it will be 6 weeks before. Number 20. Use the coordinate grid to answer the question. The transformation of the trapezoid ACD, which creates the trapezoid store, is okay. So this one, but it can be translation because the shape changes. Can be dilation. Can be reflection. Oh Lord, I'm gonna be sick. So it can only be rotation. Right? Once it change shape, has to be rotation in this case. Alright, 21 says use the table below to answer the question and give us some stuff. Median house price from 1970 to 2000. Alright, which describe the trend of the data in the table. Hold on. Always decreasing. No, it's always increasing. 23 to 39 to 64. Data increase. It's always increasing, yeah. It's consistently increasing. Just inspect them very carefully, yeah. It's always increasing. So that would be C. So from 23 to 39. Alright, let's move on. The temperature is 8 Fahrenheit. As a cold front moves in, the temperature drops 6 Fahrenheit per hour. What is the temperature at the end of 3 hours? Right, so let's go. So with this, the 8 Fahrenheit, so each hour is going to drop by 6. So the first drop, first hour, so what are 2, right? It should be 0. So from there, so a negative it go on that. So the next one from 2, so the negative 4 now. And then negative 10. So let me see. 1. So first hour, second hour, and then the third hour. So that would be 10. So 22 could be B. Let's move on to 23. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Twenty-three says, use the graph below to answer the question. And it's a money spent on food. Dinner 42%, snacks 10%, breakfast 18%, and lunch 30%. So it says a shopper spent $100 at the store. How many dollars did the shopper spend on snacks? Alright. So $100 amount for weed. So that's $10. That's straightforward. That's $10. Since it's 10%, because you make that one too easy though. Nah lie. Alright. What is the value of the expression 8x minus 10 when x equal 5? Alright, so we're gonna make x equal 5. So 8 times 5 minus 10. So 8, 5, that's 40. Minus 10, that is 30. Alright, so that will be 30. Let's move on to the next one. Oh Lord, I think we have ended the paper. These are formulas. Like for the circle, perimeter, and stuff. Alright, so we have come to the end, guys. I think I need to go through some of the papers here because it does abruptly end like that. I'm sorry. But we have come to the end of the paper. This is my number. If you want to join my class, you can contact me. Just WhatsApp me. Sometimes I'm in class, I might be busy. I might not remember to call you guys back, but if I have it in my phone as a WhatsApp, I always check the WhatsApp messages. And big up from Mr. Bennett. Big up persons in Africa, all over the Caribbean, the entire world. Just big up on yourself, guys. Big up on yourself. Alright, so guys, we're gonna come to the end. See you guys in our next video. This is the next minute. I'm out, no doubt.